Today is a fun day. Today we have Nvidia earnings, so you guys know I'm pumped. You guys know I'm excited. And unfortunately, if I'm this pumped, the market is just going to punch me in the gut this afternoon. That's okay. Long-term investor here, so no matter what happens, I'm going to be happy as long as fundamentals are intact. Obviously, we're still hoping for that $213.58 that I've magically predicted. I think 2 to 3 streams ago. But let me just get everything set up. I kind of took it easy this morning since I know I'm going to be working all night. So let me get everything set up, and we can kind of look at maybe what the market is doing. Where's my green shirt, Big Buck? I don't know. I'll probably go find one. I know we have a live stream with Amit, with Tanner, and Neil. I think today they're gonna either wear green or a leather jacket. I don't know if I have either or. I should have a green shirt. I definitely should have a green shirt. But they're gonna show up, and I'm just gonna be there looking like a homeless man. But let's see. Let me open up. Let me share screen. Let me just get situated really quickly. This is the amateur hour for y'all. Amidst the professional hour, this is the amateur hour. Let's put this on the side here. All right. Let me just make sure I don't share my screen that I don't need to share. Let me share screen. And then next Thursday we have whatchamacallit, CoreWeave. So I'm actually excited for this week. I'm actually pretty excited. Navitas reported earnings, which was great. Stock was up 13%. The excitement of the future, I think is it because they had I think their CFO left. And right now they're transitioning out of that mobile business. But they did mention this quarter that they just presented was the bottom of the quarter of this transition. From here on out, it's a bit of revenue growth. So it was good for Navitas here, $9.03. Camtech also is doing good. Camtech and a lot of equipment players are up today. Not sure if anything happened globally, because it's interesting to have all these semiconductor equipment names be on the top list, right? Camtech, Clack, AMAT, Lam Research, Air Test System, BE Semiconductor. Something had to happen. I'm not sure if anything major happened, if anybody increased capex, but the big players up right now are the equipment players. Hey friends, let's check out the comments. Hey friends, what's going on, June? June, thank you for joining us. Is Amit done already? Or you guys just here a little earlier? I was just with him. He can't be done just yet. Face green smiling. Why can't it just show me? Hey, yo, what's going on, Petro? Let's get it. What's going on, Big Buck? What's going on, George? Where's your green shirt? I'll try to get one. I got to go look in the closet. What's going on, Mr. I'm pretty sure I'm butchering all these names. Tara, good morning. Jose is the humble one. Appreciate it. Smart to go live. We've been going live for a bit. I think every day except this past Monday because of the snowstorm. But I tend to go live every single day around 11 to 12 for the lunch hour, early lunch hour. Maybe we should call it the brunch hour, right? Because this isn't necessarily lunch. It's too early for lunch, but it's a little bit too late for breakfast. Maybe we should change it to the brunch chip hour. The chip, we got to add chip somewhere. Come up with some names, people. Come up with some names. Wait, what? I don't know. Is this a joke? A joke here? Have you checked out 3D capital AIs? What are we talking about here? Is this? I don't know if this is. It sounds like it could be a punchline, and maybe I was supposed to read it some type of way. But I don't know. Nvidia earnings. Let's go. Excellent analysis at a Miss channel. Appreciate it, Dennis. Appreciate it. It's honestly an obsession with me with the semiconductor. I read so much earnings call. I don't know. I say when I don't know things, and I think that helps. Amit is done. Oh my God. That guy. I was keeping him there, right? I'm all in Nebius, CoreWeave, Iron, and Nvidia. Jake, nice. I mean, that's a true AI player there. Right. And I don't know if you guys checked out my comparison of Nebius, CoreWeave, and Iron. I think I did an okay job there. I think I actually did a really good job. I was just being a little bit humble. I think I did a really good job kind of explaining the three. Wonder if you guys checked it out. The video didn't do too well, I don't think. I did a Nebius, CoreWeave, and Iron comparison. What's going on, Carlos? Praying for a big earnings. I am too. Actually, I'm not praying. I don't. I would love a big earnings. Yesterday, I was planning on doing like a. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little upset because yesterday I was planning on doing a little option earnings play, but after I don't know if I'm going to today. I don't even look at these lines. These lines are nothing. I just want to let's get out of how do I remove all drawings? I don't really care. Let's look at the day. Let's look at the second. I'm not I don't have that money. I'm not. Let's just look at Nvidia stock here. Up a nice amount. I mean, we're seeing some green, right? Microsoft up 2%. We have IBM is not going to get destroyed by Claude anytime soon, so it seems this one's good. Oracle, I think, saw a price target upgrade today, so up 2.9%. What else? What is CoreWeave doing? CoreWeave, are you green? It was at over 100, now pulled back. I think if Nvidia, I'm also pretty excited for CoreWeave. Nebius had amazing earnings, amazing earnings. I'm excited. I'm excited. What's going on, Brown? What snowstorm? Where are you? Oh, we had on Monday. We had the snowstorm in Jersey, and it was pretty bad. You know, I don't know if I probably told the story. My garage door didn't open, and it's not one that has like a manual thing open, so I don't even know how to open it from now on. So I gotta wait for the snow to melt. But that's where I had my snowblower. So I couldn't even get the snowblower. I had to hand shovel everything. And yes, someone's gonna ask, did I show ID? I showed my own ID to show my own snow. Jose, word on Navitas. Let's see. I did. Am I showing the right screen? Yeah. Okay. Let's go to the community real quick. Community, what the chip happened? AI chip analysis. Yesterday, I talked about Navitas. I mean, the main thing is right. This is a company that's shifting, right? So, it's transitioning from to the high power market in data center. They kind of gave us timelines of when a lot of the things are going to happen. So some of the major changes, we saw CFO departure. They are reducing 19% of their workforce, but most of that workforce is on the mobile side. They did sell some private placement in November 2025, which did dilute the share count by I think about like 15%, something to keep a note out. Regardless, though, they gave us the revenue, not the best, but they do guide that this was the bottom for them, right? December 2025 was the bottom for them in revenue. They guided a little bit higher for next quarter, and then we should start to see sequential improvements. It's still a transition story, in my opinion. We really won't get much of the numbers until the late of this year. The market is forward looking, so maybe they might just be excited about that. But I think a lot of press release and competition is going to create volatility for Navitas. The other thing that I thought was pretty good, they talk about it here. I'm not going to share my thoughts, but they was it there? They talk about it somewhere. I just want to highlight it. Sockets. Let me see sockets. So yeah, this is pretty cool. So right now in this 800-volt AI data center ecosystem, management acknowledges that they have up to 13 vendors that are listed for this ecosystem, but they're not all competitors in every socket. So while it does seem like there's a lot of competition, it's not like they're all going to compete in the same socket, which I thought was pretty cool to hear. And then they gave us the timelines for the upcoming year, but most of it, I think, it has to come in the second half of this year. The starving hour. Yes, mate. I'm always starving. My wife baked cookies, so I'm having cookies right now. Um, but she baked cookies. Maybe I shouldn't eat. I'm sorry. I'm so rude for this. Chips for brunch? Maybe. Okay, I'm liking this name. If I like the name, do I give you a free year of the community access? Brunch hunch. Brunching chips. Hmm. Appreciate you. I appreciate you. The comparison video was awesome. Enjoyed it. Appreciate it. I like nice things. I like hearing good feedback. You did a great job. I never knew what they did. Now I'm more interested in Nebius. Yeah, I think Nebius is the best well-rounded. Is that optionalities, in my opinion, with everything they're doing. So I appreciate you. The AMD guide did not include this meta deal. How much does AMD beat their 32 year-over-year guide next quarter? Next quarter, they don't. Well, I would. They're not going to beat next quarter, right? Remember, this MI 450 and the deal that they announced is not until the second half of this year. So next quarter, we're going to get quarter one, which is still part of the first half. 6 months from now, we're going to get quarter two, which is still the first half. So in quarter two, 6 months from now, the only bullish thing I would say is maybe if they give us strong guidance, um, um, strong guidance, um, on quarter two is when we might start to see that, but we don't know when they mean second half. Actually, they talked about it. Quarter, I think they mentioned quarter three is when we're going to start to see revenue. So I think next quarter, well, we're not going to see much of an upside there. It's going to be more on either quarter guidance that we get in quarter two earnings call, which is about 6 months from now, or the actual results that we're going to get in quarter three, which is about 9 months from now when we're going to get those results, right? We'll get those results probably somewhere in November when we're going to get those results, November or October. So we still got a while. We still got a while. Where would you invest $1 million? Which stocks? Is that my whole money? Would that be my only thing? I mean, if I had $1 million, I honestly would Nvidia, a lot of Max sevens, a lot of Max sevens. I think a lot of the Max sevens um, are pretty strong. If that's all my money, I also would put some in like treasuries, just because I think it's important to always have cash available to you. Um, and then my growth players, right? I like CoreWeave, I like Nebius, um, and those. But yeah, it all depends on the whole portfolio allocation. I exterminate which ticker is better between Iron Nebius. It pushed out your video. No way. Did it really? That's actually pretty cool, Dennis. The one that I just did? The one I just did? Yes, that's the right word, I think. Yeah, the one I just did. Um, what's going on, Martin? Martin, Axon. This was killing it. I mean, Big Bug was telling me, Jose, you should look into Axon. And I was like, you know what? When I get time, and look at this. Look at this. He's also told me of a few other ones, and I just don't listen sometimes. I'm just in my chip bubble. ASML went up straight. And now it's pulling back. Do you think, Jose, this time NVIDIA will go up after earnings? The only thing I feel is like this is one of the few times that I hear a lot of people being kind of calm about NVIDIA. And what was I looking for? I think I was looking for ASML. I wonder what this pump was. I don't follow if there was any updates here. But I do think the market is, for the past few quarters, NVIDIA hasn't done anything, right? It's been pretty flat after earnings. I think now the market expects it to be flat after earnings. And because so many people expect it to be flat, it's like the opposite effect. So that's my only alpha here. I think there's a possibility. Remember, I closed my eyes and we saw 200. I think it was 213.58. I think is what we saw. That's what I keep seeing now. But um, that is comical. Hopefully, I said something hilarious. Oh yes, my snowblower in CoreWeave we trust. It's crazy, right? I mean, it, I don't know how to get in because it has like a switch. Maybe somebody here is smart. I'd probably take a picture and ask AI. Maybe that'll be a use case, but there's no way to enter it because it doesn't have like a handle to pull up. And obviously the emergencies thingy, it's inside, and that's the only door I have to the garage. So if anybody knows a way, I would appreciate it. Um, But let's see. Be careful with the springs and garage doors. Very, very dangerous. No blower stuck in garage during the blizzard is the craziest thing. And like the biggest snowstorm we've had, it worked fine when we had like 3 inches of snow. I felt like an idiot using the snowblower at 3 inches, but the wife was like, you know what? We gotta use it. We gotta make sure it's working and everything. And I was like, all right, I'll use it. And then when I really wanted to use it, it's like, you know what? You're screwed. Gotta trust the infrastructure breath. What does breath mean? While we are on NeoClouds topics, have you heard of iron stocks? Any thoughts there? EJ, would definitely say check out my video that I did about 2 days ago. Let's go to videos. Um, this one right here. Obviously clickbaity as heck. These data. So I talk about iron. I do the comparison between iron, CoreWeave, and Nebius. Right. I try to break it down there. So after this live stream, don't go now because I need the YouTube algos to love me, and you engaging to this is it's amazing. But when you have time after this live stream, it's 25 minutes. I know it's long, but you can probably skip to just the iron portion maybe. No, actually, I think I'm talking about them all the time. So that one breaks down those three players as much as I could. Do you think they will discuss what's going on in Taiwan? Cheers. With there was a Mongo. I'm guessing you're talking that I think there was an article that went out that like even Apple CEO, let's see, Apple CEO sleeps with one eye open. Taiwan. I think. Am I making it up? No, no. Okay, so this is Tim Cook sleeps with one eye open after CIA Taiwan warning, but do prediction markets agree he should be worried? I think this has become a new thing again. I mean, I think this has always been a risk. I don't think it's an extra. I don't think Nvidia is going to talk too much about it. I think someone's going to talk. Maybe the biggest thing that Nvidia is going to go is like, hey, we're working with TSM to make sure we continue to distribute supply elsewhere. We're making sure our suppliers come to North America as well. So I think it's going to be more of kind of like that answer, but I don't think Jensen is going to go in depth, not in debt, in depth of all the. It's not going to go into heavy detail of what's happening or kind of like what these reports are going against. Let's see what other stuff we have here. How do I get a house and a wife like Jose? You know what? I'm actually a funny guy. I think it's all about humor. I'm actually pretty funny. I think I am. My friends don't think I'm funny, but I think my wife thinks I'm hilarious. And I think that's all you need. Dinner chips. I don't know, but it's not dinner time, right? We do it in the. I mean, I guess it depends on where you live. But for me, it's more like I think it has to go somewhere with brunch or lunch. Time to enter Melly. I heard this one got taken. Took a massive hit after earnings, right? I saw a post a few days ago. No, I think 2 days ago. It was like SanDisk now has a larger market cap than Melly, than Mercado Libre. Or Western Digital now has a bigger market cap than Mercado Libre. I think that's wild. I do think that's wild. I'm not saying maybe this isn't it, but maybe the misprice. There's a misprice somewhere. I definitely think there's a misprice here in Mercado Libre for this one. That like, I mean, interesting. Crazy stock is down 10%. How is it done year to date? Obviously, stock. But it's maybe I should start looking. Do I start looking outside of the AI space? I just don't want to. Every time I just, but sometimes it's like maybe you should look at Mercado Libre. Maybe sometimes I know Shopify falls. Like maybe you should see a Shopify. Maybe you should look into CrowdStrike. Um, but then I'm like, but AI and infrastructure, it just still looks so cheap to me. And then I hear it, Fuser. I've been in Mali 2 years and haven't made any money. Damn. But I mean, we can say that it's always like it's like 2 years might suck, 3 years might suck, but by year five, you're like, this thing was a no brainer. Yes, sir. What's going on, Dennis? Results are out or still not out? No, it should say earnings preview, right? It's a earnings don't come out till later tonight, 4 o'clock Eastern time. Well, 4:20. I'll be live at 3:30 with Amit, Tanner, and my boy Couch. Let's see. I hope Couch has he been streaming? Is anybody here from Couch? Has Neil been streaming or after or has he? I got to talk to him. If Nvidia shows significant cracks in their earnings or guidance, could this rapidly reframe the leader sentiment? I mean, if it does show cracks in their earnings or guidance, yes. I just don't think, based on everything we've heard, UK Thomas, that we are going to see that. So if it shows, obviously, if you show significant cracks, Fab and Brunch, Fabulous Brunch, Fab Brunch. I like where you're going with there, Joe. Joe, I like that, Joe. I just saw that. All right, Joe. I'm gonna remember your name. You got to comment on one of my YouTube videos, and if I go with something like that, I'll give you a free access to my community. If I change the name, all right. We're thinking, Joe, but I like that. Sorry. Back in here. If Nvidia shows, I mean, obviously, if it shows significant cracks on earnings or guidance, the leader sentiment shifts. But I don't think we're gonna hear that. I get 99.9999%. I'm never ever gonna be 100% sure, but it's close to that. Um, I don't think we're gonna get any reframe of leader sentiment, especially when GTC comes out this next month. I'm pretty excited that they're gonna. I think, like I said, 99.9 that they're gonna be the leaders this year, 2027, as well. So for like the next 18 months, and beyond that. Axon, good job. Nvidia hasn't done anything 6 months. Guidance will pump it hard. Robert, I hope the stock market gurus or stock market manipulators hear this and read this and follow through. Hi, why is AMD down? AMD is down? I don't know. This is dumb, in my opinion. I saw they got a nice amount of price targets. It seems like a lot of analysts did like the Meta and AMD deal. But I also I'm hearing a lot of that negative sentiment, right? It's like, why did you give up 10% of your company, right? Why did you do that again? Is this the only way you're going to get GPUs? So the optics of the deal do create kind of more questions about how strong their goal is, right? Because now you're wondering, right? Everybody has the bullish case for AMD. It's like, look, you're going to produce some GPUs and get some market share, right? That's the bullish case on AMDs, just to be able to sell GPUs. But they did sell GPUs, but they had to provide an incentive for it. So now the question is that the only way you can sell GPUs? So does that thesis become a little bit scarier? If this Meta deal did not include that type of incentive, I think the stock would be like no tomorrow, ripping like no tomorrow. But because of it, I think we're going to continue to get that volatility of the questions until the second half of this year when we really see those results. I mean, they're going to be shipping both to OpenAI and both to and both to OpenAI and Meta in second half. If they have a nice amount of cash flow, why wouldn't they also buy back some shares to reduce some of this dilution as well that they might do? So that's the other thing is the market also forgets if they're getting a nice amount of cash flow coming in, why wouldn't they just continue to buy back? Obviously, 20% of the business overall is scary, and that you can't buy back that much that quickly, but you can try to buy some back. So it's not, but I think that's what the market is worried. It's like, if you really had good GPUs, why do you have to do those deals? Trump's EO on energy, executive order on energy production will likely streamline power plant construction for data centers. So whatever caused fear will actually be accelerated production. Nice. Nice. Bullish overall. Nvidia consolidating 6 months now. Breakout will be massive when it comes this week or whenever. It's either this week, big hooter, or big this week or during GTC. It's crazy how YouTube algos made all these thumbnails look the same. It's what works, right? And every time it's changed, Robert. And it's like it sucks because if you don't do it, if you try doing something different, you get punished by the algos. So it's like even if you try to be different, you can't really be different. At least the impressions. Yeah, yeah. So that's the sucky thing. I mean, that's as a YouTuber itself, right? You also have to follow with what works in the system. Um, boom, 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 boom. Let's see. What do we have here? Earnings really soon compared to where we were like 6 months ago, right? Really soon, but about 4 hours from now. What time is it? It's about 11:30. About 5 hours from now. When will we be able to see a PE ratio for the cloud providers? When do you think they can get profitable? I think it depends on how quickly they're growing, right? I mean, if a lot of these cloud providers are growing active power almost like 100%, 50% on a year-over-year basis, like the active power, and that costs a lot of money. Um, once, I honestly don't know. Like when you see a actual PE ratio on the non-GAAP basis, I think pretty soon. Let's see what else do we have. But it's all, I mean, they're investing like crazy. So happy I bought Nvidia 84. Nice, nice, nice. It's crazy. We probably had that like about this past in the past 52 months, right? In 52 months, we probably had. Did we have 82? Just a few months of did we have that this past year? We kind of had it here. Was this the tariff dip? April, right? That was the tariff dip. Yeah, I think so, right? That feels like so long ago. So long ago. So long ago. If Nvidia does good, will Iron Core, Palantir, and others go up? I think so. I think it's just going to drive that whole market. That's they are all somewhat of a proxy to Nvidia. So I think the answer is closer to yes than no. You are right. Melly is down a lot, which sucks. Thoughts on Duolingo being potentially extremely undervalued. That's a lot of. I don't know. UK Thomas. I'm not a huge fan of Duolingo, and it's just. It could be completely undervalued, but I just don't know what's next for this. And shout out to Joe for becoming a member support. Now, Joe, now I have to. Right, Joe, you're making this hard. So it's gonna be Fabs and something. Fabulous, no, but fabulous brunch. Fabby brunch. We have to think about it. But Joe, shout out for the member subscription there. Now the thing with Duolingo is like, where does I like to see the vision, right? If I invest in a company, I like to try to see where the vision goes forward. I haven't spent the time reading Duolingo, but just based on the app it has, is like, what is the vision for the next 5 years? How is Duolingo going to be different? What is the story that I'm super excited about? Obviously, you don't need a vision. You could just have a business mispriced, and the business can go dramatic. Can just improve overall on top and bottom line numbers. So you don't need to do the next big thing. But I like to look for businesses like that, right? That's the type of investor that I like. I like to be able to enjoy reading the press release, the earnings transcripts, and try to understand what's the next thing. So I don't follow Duolingo too much, but a market cap of $5 billion. It says here PE ratio of 14. 52-week high of 544. That is wild. Holy bazookas. Can I say bazookas on YouTube? Hopefully not. I mean, hopefully I can. But yeah, to me, it has nothing to do. It's just I can't see what the story is for it. Melly looks really good. The other one that I saw is also down is C Limited. C Limited is one I used to have. And it almost hit $200 this year, right? I remember seeing it at 200. I'm like, oh man, I wish I still had it. And now it's back to 100. And I'm like, I'm one of those. I'm like, not that I don't want it, but it's like, not that I think it could lower, but I just don't have funds to buy, and I just want to stay in this AI space. But see it limited. That's what Top Cat. I don't know. I was just reading what Google is telling us. So complain to Google Top Cat. My apologies. I don't want to be on Top Cat's bad side. I bought Melissa. I didn't know you can buy people Fuser at 1741 2 years ago. So it go to 2600 and watch. We gotta watch Fuser here. He's over here buying people. Fabs and brunch. Um, do you think you are at risk of over allocation to AI chips? Isn't that taking on a lot of market risk? Not sure how much allocated you have to be an index, but going absolutely all in is risky. Jake the Snake. I also it's also I also feel one of the reasons I tend to be a little bit more aggressive here is I talked about it in the past. Um, I have assets outside of stock markets, right? I do. I have either cash, treasuries, um, some form of bonds or something like that. Um, s- so when I go into a portfolio, this is where I get to be aggressive, right? It's like everything else is my protection. This is my aggressive style. Um, so it's like when I look at my investments, I don't just look at my portfolio. I see like my not just my stock market portfolio. I see what else is out there as well. And what else is out there is also telling me, Jose, everything else looks good in my eyes. Obviously, I could be biased. This is where you have to be aggressive. Now with AI and chips at the same time is I think we from the way I see technology moving, and maybe it could be a little bit from some of the workplaces I worked at, and I know I could be wrong. I understand I could be wrong, and I am. If I am wrong, I am over allocated in this space. But I'm also in big into companies like Amazon, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Meta. Um, so I also have semiconductor ETFs. So it's like it sucks the market puts like how can you put Google and Amazon on AI and chips, right? You can't, but the market has put it there. So if I say I own Google, you're like, oh man, you're only in AI and chips. It's like Google is a advertisement player. Meta's an advertisement media company. We have Amazon, who is e-commerce. So while they are benefiting from AI, they would still be a strong company without AI. Um, and then I have just the pure AI play. So I feel like I'm not too over allocated when AI chips. AI is not one thing, right? AI and chips is not one thing, right? Chips, you have chips in all different markets. You have the industrial, you have the data centers, you have the mobile, you have the consumer, the automotive, and the list goes on and on and on. But yes, I do believe at least the volatility of AI it's definitely creates a lot of risk in my portfolio. Couch is out when we need him the most. Is he still not back? He should be on then. I think we have him on today for. I think he's going to be with us. That's what Amit said. But he was in Miami. I don't know if he told you guys. He was in Miami chilling. Um, Neo has been MIA. That dude. I'm gonna complain to him today when I see him. What cracks could there be? We can't make. Yes, so that's the thing, right? So it's like it's I think there was this crazy piece on the bearish piece that was like kind of giving another viewpoint, which I think is good. I think it's always good to see another viewpoint. But at least right now, I don't see any cracks happening. When you kind of got that capex that we just heard about, there's not cracks happening right now, right? Yo, you're wild for that. Yan chose Ian chose Ian or Yan. Wild for that, Ian. Bring him back. He's in Miami partying. Hey, Jose, NVIDIA, morning. Morning, Joe's. Stick with what your strength, a lot of money to be. I agree. I think this is where technology is going to move on this. I don't even know why we're open with C. This is wild. Let's go back to NVIDIA. NVIDIA at 2% now, on 2% now. Um, let's see. I got some messages on the community. I have to message in a bit. But what come? let's see what we have here. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, wow. We have a lot of comments. Stick with your strength. I agree. I think the semiconductor market innovation is going to continue to drive this space. I don't need anything free. Love the channel. You got me and Nvidia at 22. I owe you. Joe, appreciate it. Appreciate it, Joe. Joe is an OG. Hi, Jose. How many stocks are in your portfolio? Um, Ashok. I'm sorry, butchering that name. I think I have 24 positions in my portfolio, which sounds like a lot, but let me tell you, like five positions make up five to seven positions probably make up like 80% of my portfolio. I like to own like 2-3% of certain stocks, but when I go heavy, like Nvidia's heavy, AMD is heavy, like Nvidia, AMD, CoreWeave, those three alone are easily over 50% of my portfolio just on those three stocks. I'm going to say probably even closer to 60%, maybe even over than 60% on those three stocks alone. So Nvidia, AMD, and CoreWeave, those are my three biggest, and not in that order. It's actually Nvidia, CoreWeave, and then AMD. Then I'm going to guess my next ones are Google, Nebius, Amazon, Microsoft, Meta. And then I think those 8 alone make up like 80% of my portfolio. So it sounds like a lot, 24, 25, but like those 8 stocks are pretty much my whole portfolio. So you can say 8 stocks. Then obviously I have some Marvell, I have some air test systems. What else do I have? But yeah, I forget some like my big names I remember. My other names, I like them still. I have some OSS, I have some Simo, I have some form factor. Bottlenecks went from chips to memory to photonics now. What do you think is next? Or even is this even the right question? I think all of them are. I mean, because even Shakespeare, remember, even TSMC's management says that wafers are still also a constraint. And some form of bottleneck. Advanced packaging is still a bottleneck. I think there's a bottleneck everywhere. I don't know if it is the right question, but I think we get new bottlenecks, but the other bottlenecks still stay. All right. So I don't think it's like I don't think we should push outside those other bottlenecks. Like we know the memory bottleneck is going to last at least beyond 2027. Yeah. But I think those three is where I would stay in. AI chips, AI memory, AI photonics. Maybe you can put like AI energy as well. AI connectivity, but that's actually with the photonics too. Um, let's see. Mm, I only have 8 stocks in my portfolio: Meta, Amazon, Google. Those are 3 stocks. Did you name the others later? Oh, never mind. Meta, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Nvidia, SoFi, CoreWeave, and Nebius. What do you guys think? I think this is great. I mean, I don't own SoFi. What would I put SoFi? I would obviously put just based on my list. You probably own almost what I own. Then, mm. Well, I own pretty much what you own, minus that SoFi. Do. Noda tomorrow. Noda? What is Noda? Noda tomorrow. No tomorrow. No tomorrow. What are we looking here, Willy Wonka? Noda? Who's Noda? Hi, Jose. Do you have any insight on NVIDIA's new chip they are unveiling next month? I have as much insight as you, right, George? I don't get any special access because I talk about NVIDIA every single day. The only type of thoughts that I have, right? I guess insights, right? I have assumptions of what we can hear about. So if we go to NVIDIA GTC, and actually, while we're here, do me guys, let's do a favor. I'm actually going to GTC. NVIDIA has actually decided to pay for my ticket for my flight and my thingy. And let me just say, if you guys want to join, they do have um, a free event. So I'm going for the oops, did I send it? Oh yeah. I'm going for the live feature, but they also have virtual events. If you guys can sign up for it using my link, I just posted it on the comments. GTC is great. It's for the conference. I'm going to show you some of those things I'm going to look into. Um, but you can sign up for the virtual version for free. If you're there in person, let me know. I would love to link up with other people. Let's look at the session catalog. I saw that there's going to be one on the LPU. Um, LPU, open source. Let's see where it was. This one seems fine. It's interesting. LPU. Um, you just give me something about the LPU, open source, GPU. Here we go. Um, GPU and LPU. With language processing units, LPUs, and GPUs in the same data centers, developers can optimize for both ultra low latency and high throughput. LPUs excel at token by token and interactive workloads, while GPUs excel at massive parallelism and larger batch. This talk helps developers understand the complementary strengths of LPUs and GPUs. Now, what's interesting about this is, right, LPUs, this is not something NVIDIA has. They've done with Grok. But look who's going to be doing the speech. Only an NVIDIA person, Jonathan Ross, Chief Software Architecture of NVIDIA. So I think one of the new chips we're going to hear about is kind of this collaboration between NVIDIA and Grok. And I think so we're going to get a little bit about the LPUs. So I think that's going to be one of the chips. I think they're going to have a lot of chips that we don't know too much about. I think the other one is going to be on this one, the CPX. We haven't heard too much about it either. So the Rubin CPX. So while the LPU is good for low latency solutions, the Rubin CPX is going to be a new type of AI chip that's meant for high, large context workloads, 1 million plus. So this is great for video and for coding. So I think there's going to be few variants of the CPX that we're going to be hearing about. We know that the AI software market is exploding. We also know the video market is still doing really well. I mean, CDance, right? CDance, for example, has done crazy stuff. So those two are going to be some. I think we're also going to hear a little bit more about some of the storage solutions that they're planning on working and some of the maybe the memory solutions they're working with due to the bottlenecks. So if there's, I think we're going to hear about a few chips and I'm pretty excited. Obviously, we know about it, but the Vera, we're going to hear about the CPU Vera, and that's a standalone unit. So, yeah. You here, does Jose only answer questions from members? No. I'm actually I'm trying to answer every single question. That's what I try to do here. So I try to answer every single question. Um, and usually it's very top level though. If you really want my deep analysis, you got to make sure you go to whatthechiphappen.com. If you go here, I have a community, exclusive live streams. We have deep dive on earnings. We're going to have a live stream tonight at 9 to kind of do a deep dive on NVIDIA. We have conference coverages. And if you use the link below, just click join the community. You get 33% off at checkout. If you're serious about AI, if not, if you just want these free YouTube videos where I still share good alpha, but not on every company, you're also just welcome to post comments here. So let's see. What else do we have? Is anyone having issues with Webull? What are you having issues with there, Patrick? I don't use Webull. If AMD gives me 3 million, I would also buy AMD chips for 2 million. I don't think that's the actual. I think we have to do the math for it, though. I'm gonna. That's something I'm gonna want to work on. I don't think it plays out like that, right? I think they're buying more than they're getting given. That because Nvidia, I mean AMD actually mentioned it's accredited to earnings per share. If it's accredited to earnings per share, you have to be making money. Uh, I'm 3% down year to date. Lunching with semis. Semi lunch. Chips for lunch. Fabs. I don't know. I like the fabs, but chips are also. It's easy to do chips with lunch. We're trying to come up with the name lunch hour stocks, right? The lunch hour stocks, market lunch stocks. We got to think of something else. Any pre-earnings investing? We have a lot of no. I'm thinking Abby. I'm thinking Abby. Maybe Nvidia, but a quick options play. I still haven't decided. I really still haven't decided. Um, 2K. Someone's saying 2K. I don't know what we're saying 2K on. Hold on. I'm trying to go up because we are pretty far behind. I'm concerned with the announcements of 50% production increase in November and guidance not getting close to matching. Which, no. What are we talking about here? Unfortunately, it's going to take me some time, but I'm concerned with the announcement of 50% production increase in November and guidance not getting close to matching. What are we talking? I'm not sure what we mean here. Oh man, so would love to hear. Jose, speak on applied, please. Worth holding. I mean, it's a great story with the power shells. It's not a story I like to invest in, right? I like a little bit more than power shells, but you have that. 1 year ago, Top Cat. What are we talking about? Top Cat. 1 year ago, yes, won't even show. What? Michael Burry is watching Nvidia earnings closely. I'm pretty sure he is. Yahoo article under a new ratepayer protection pledge, companies building out AI data centers, which consume an enormous amount of power energy, will be required to fund their own electric usage. I think this is good. I think it should have been done from the beginning. I don't think it's necessarily the worst thing. I'm going to guess data center companies eventually expected something like this. I don't know why it wasn't from the start. Going forward, Trump. Oh, okay. Yes. I think that was talking about the when the tariffs news hit. Going forward, Trump said, okay, Duolingo is not undervalued. Then SoundHound can be a good gamble to get into the day before Nvidia earnings. Why would you think so, Abby? You think we're gonna hear them say SoundHound? I'm personally not a person to invest just because I'm hoping that they're gonna say something. But I guess if Nvidia is good, you're saying that the whole AI market will go good. Google will eat Duolingo. I think that's a little possible. Have we heard anything about China sales yet? Do you think Jensen will mention China? I think we will hear Louis about China for sure. We haven't heard too much from sales from Nvidia itself, but we did have AMD sell MI308s in this most recent quarter. If they were able to sell MI308s this most recent quarter to China, I don't see why Nvidia wouldn't be able to sell H20. So I think we're going to see some H20 sales to China since AMD did the MI308s. Now, Lisa Su also mentioned that they are putting licenses for the MI325 for China. If that's the case, then Nvidia should be also putting licenses for the H200. And AMD guided about $100 million on sales that are definitely going to hit from China. So if Nvidia has orders that are definitely going to hit or have hit this past quarter, because the quarter ended in January, right? So if it entered in January 1st, so we still had about 2 weeks in February. If anything got shipped out to China already and they collected the money, we could potentially say, look, they might add a little bit on the guidance and say, we have this much that we can add safely to China because we already shipped it and we already got the money for it. So I think there's a possibility we do hear something from the Chinese market based on what AMD said. Crazy Duolingo. It is crazy. Duolingo went from 500 to 600. And this is, I'm guessing, to Duolingo Petro. It's probably just being fairly valued now at these levels. Also, be careful with the PE from Duolingo. It has one-time tax credit in the PE ratio. Inflated. It's not really 14. Interesting. Yeah. I always forget, right? Google shows, I think, they show GAAP numbers, which include a lot of one-time things as well. A lot of users now time to monetize for Duolingo. But what they say, the vision for Duolingo is to be an education app other than language, but it's still just as risky as hell. Google is already pushing hard on that. Duolingo, all right. Mio has not been streaming frequently lately. I'm guessing that's Mio. Andrew Rose. What's going on, Andrew? Andrew, I saw you texted on the community. I will respond after this live stream. All right, Andrew. Andrew is a member of the What the Chip Happened. You also are able to message me there. So I will message with you. I'll send you a message, Andrew, after this earnings, after the stream. What are your thoughts on maybe HBM becoming so complex to build that it becomes not a commodity? I think this is true. It's true as long as we keep needing the next generation of HBM, right? Um, Joe, I'm not too familiar with like right. We need the improvements of HBM4. Like how much I guess I have to do research on this and I have to find maybe a memory player or a memory person to explain this a little bit more. But like how big of a jump are we seeing in performance improvements from HBM4 to HBM5 or from HBM5 to HBM6? Eventually, does there become some form of not a massive jump that companies like Nvidia can say, what, you know what, there's not that big of a massive jump that now we have to go back, but that's forward thinking. I think obviously HBM4, we're still very early in that. There's going to be most of 2026 and 2027. Um, but that's like a question to keep in mind. That's like, as long as as it becomes complex, as long as the innovation keeps on growing and the performance keeps on growing. And that's the same with NVIDIA, right? As long as and it's with anybody. Um, but I'm not too familiar with how that technology is evolving quickly. And maybe that's where I should spend some time doing more research. But yes, if Joe, I'm pretty sure you've watched my videos. Like a year ago, that was my bullish thesis on Micron, right? HBM, when Micron was like at 70 something dollars, it was like HBM is not a commodity right now. Um, let's see. I saw someone ask if I would invest into Berkshire. Like I talked about it in the past, right? I think in my portfolio, stock market portfolio, is for me to be aggressive. I have assets outside of the portfolio that I feel more safe with. So I'm not too worried about that. So no, I wouldn't consider Berkshire. I don't know, man. Looks like Nvidia's earnings priced in. This is not good for its pump so much before the event. Thought about trading options. If I do trade options, it's either going to be spreads or selling options. I wouldn't buy options at this moment. They'll probably be too expensive. Um, Michael Burry is watching Nvidia earnings closely. I wonder if he's going to watch the live stream. I know he has beef with Amit. He might just show up just to troll Amit or something. 200, 197. It didn't hit 200, right? No, we're still 197. Let's go, let's go. How is CoreWeave doing? I mean, 2% is really good. CoreWeave, let's. Got any collectibles, silver, gold, comic books, Funko Pops, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon cards? Me, I don't have. I have some Pokemon cards. What else would I have? I don't have. I have some comic books, Star Wars mainly. But that's nothing crazy. I have some Star Wars like collectible art pieces too, where it's like 1 out of 100, or like 1 out of 150. I have a few of those, but nothing. I don't think anything that value wise probably not more than 10, 15,000 on that, which is uh, I wouldn't. I don't know. I wouldn't really consider it as value. Yes, 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 and yes. Nvidia, let's go, Josh. You got me pumped. That's savage. Ian chose what you mentioned. I think this was for Neo. Neo, I don't think in Miami. Maybe I don't know. Nvidia. Um, Nvidia, Josh. Let's go. Was Couch on Suck's yacht in Miami? I don't know. Probably showcasing his Pokemon cards to Suck. What do you think about Salesforce? I'm not a fan of their CEO. Right. I really um Josh, yes, Josh, it takes time. I'm trying to answer every single question or comment. I'm here for every single comment or question. So I'm sorry I'm a little bit late. What do you think about CRM Salesforce? I just don't like the CEO, right? I think the CEO is I don't know. I don't like him. Douchey kind of way. I don't know. CapEx increasing by 50%, bro. Nvidia, let's go. Definitely on the yeah, would suck. He has the Meta glasses, right? Who knows? Crazy numbers. Nvidia must benefit from this. Only thing that zero chips are sold so far to China. There could be some. We saw it, but this was 20 minutes ago before I kind of gave my AMD spiel. We're 20 minutes behind. That's wild. Pump, Nvidia. Michael Berry is watching Nvidia. All right, pump. I have a 60 in mind. I have 60 in mind. 16 what? What are we talking about? 16 what, Greth? Nvidia already pre-pump. That will make it harder for a post-earnings pump. That's the only thing. I'm a little bit upset about that. Do you already talk about CoreWeave and Meta? The jet tinky? I don't think there was anything new with CoreWeave and Meta. CoreWeave, let's see. CoreWeave 6, $8.5 billion loan from banks backed. So CoreWeave is looking to raise $8.5 billion from banks, including Morgan Stanley, to help finance a build out of cloud capacity for Meta, according to people familiar with the matter. The proposed delayed drawn loan would be backed by a contract Meta signed last year to pay up to $14.2 billion for its services, said the people who asked not to be named, discussing private information. It's also supported by a separate agreement between the two reached earlier this year, valued at more than $5 billion, that hasn't been previously reported, they said. While CoreWeave carries a speculative grade rating for major credit assessors, Meta's blue chip profile is expected to support an investment grade rating on the loan, lowering its borrowing costs, the people added. CoreWeave has dramatically ramped up borrowing in recent years to finance deals, with its rents access to high-end artificial processors, joining an industrial-wide debt binge that has unsettled some investors. So it's just that it's going to back. I don't think this is new news, right? We had the news, $14 billion. Now they're going to use that contract to get a loan at a better price. I don't know if that's worth mentioning, if that's what we were talking about. What it was worth mentioning is it does seem like there's a $5 billion deal that we don't know about, which is pretty cool. Pretty darn cool. Bullish CoreWeave. All right, people, let's not. All right, pump it. Nvidia's trying 1187. I believe it'll hit before. Is that, if that's what, when you close your eyes, if that, everybody close your eyes and tell me what's the stock price you see Nvidia after earnings. Just close your eyes. I would love to see what you guys think. Nvidia will definitely test 200, 197, no TSM. Why is Microsoft so slow and cumbersome? Can't someone ask that? I want real discussions. What do you think is slow? I mean, didn't they grow Azure at 39% year over year? Right? I don't. Let's be honest. How is that slow? How is going 39% on AI on their AI Azure slow? Consider slow. The stock price is a whole different story, and the stock prices act like whatever they freaking want to act. But I just, when you're growing cloud that way, obviously maybe the consumer space is taking a bit of hit, and will be taking quite a hit. The gaming, the laptop, the PC space. But the software space and productivity, I'm pretty sure, is going to continue to grow. Their Azure and cloud solutions are going to continue to grow. So it doesn't, I think it's more of like a stock price, a aggression, and not really a business aggression. What is the forward PE ratio? And let's check out fiscal.ai/Jose for 15% off. Let's check out this Microsoft deal. Not Microsoft deal, financials. Let's go to metric templates and let's just look at forward PE ratio. So what, like 27, 22? This is ridiculous. I think Microsoft is ridiculously cheap with its growing cloud. Oh my God. They said that they could have grown cloud a lot faster, just like any other player, but they actually had to give it to some of their internal workloads because they got to make sure their productivity software is still good. I think I don't know. I like Microsoft right here. Yo, people, 218, 193, 200, 205. People are closing your eyes. You're not seeing decimal points. You need some more imagination. 211 by Amber. 205 by Mr. P. 205 by Robert. Let's see, what else do we see? We got 220 by Peacock Trains. That's actually pretty cool. 225 and drop. That's crazy. So You expect it to jump to 225 and then to drop to 196, 500. That's wild. I would love that. 190, 293. All right, we got some. Max Payne is 185. Um, Nvidia was swing both ways. Very, but I mean, Khalil, this is an Nvidia based channel, right? So I think you would get a lot more people leaning to a bullish sense. If we were probably a bearish channel, we would probably be leaning more. It's all what is it called? When you have a selected group, a closed group, selected data points. Microsoft was always long. Now 200. Hi, Jose, what's going on? Why toke? I'm just gonna say go toke. I've been adding OSS pretty heavy last month or so on the dips, tons of upside. Nice, nice. Microsoft stalls because of OpenAI, because it's part software. The part software too, right? And everybody's scared of software now. How many minutes behind? I'm 23 minutes behind. I'm getting slower and slower. All right. For a few seconds, guys, let's not post anything on comments. Let me just do rapid questions. Let's do rapid questions. Hold on. No one post anything on the comments. Nothing, because it scrolls back down. Can you share what percentage? I have to look. I don't know Dennis right now. All right. Nobody post anything on the comments for the next 10, 15 seconds. One AMD 44, Nvidia 21, semiconductor ETF, Micron. Nice, nice. Digital and Amcor. Interesting. I like that they're smaller plays too. Thoughts on Palantir? No thoughts on Palantir, Josiah. I'm pretty sure. Josiah, is that how you pronounce it? Josiah? Hosiah. I don't know. They will win big. I hope so. AMD, Amazon now, Nike, Nebius. Nice list. Fish and chips for lunch. But I'm not from England. Fish and chips. Let's see what else. All right, people, I just said stop commenting, and everybody new here though, so say no, I don't. AMD's having huge swings. Yeah, its market is crazy. Nvidia 197 would be nice if it breaks 200 before earnings, as I read. That's a key number for options to spike buying. 200 seems very hard, but maybe 199. You guys are pretty. I bet there's a lot of stop loss for 200 shorts. Will definitely be triggered. Oh, I guess 200 is a magic number. NVIDIA moving. Let's go back to NVIDIA. All right. We made it to 19 minutes, people. We made it to 19 minutes, even though I asked y'all to stop commenting for 1 second because it keeps scrolling me down. Let's see. Top Cap, totally agree. What's the chances of NVIDIA losing moat? 2 to 3 years time frame? Very low, I think. Have you thought about Trump's new data center power stuff? Looks like the current ones or ones already will be grandfather in, but new ones will be built with their own power sources. We'll have to read on this one a little bit more easy. I'm not too familiar with it. Up to 200, hopefully. Food and fabs. That one sounds interesting too. But I wonder it would be brunch and something like brunch too. But then food, I can do it any hour. 10 at 483, so that's 705. Man, this guy got jokes at times. I got a lot of jokes. What are your thoughts on maybe HBM? I think we talked a little bit about this already. Jose, have you? I talked about this already. I wouldn't, just because my portfolio is meant to be aggressive. I have other stuff that isn't aggressive. If you don't understand the comment, why do you post and report on it? I'm trying to grab every single question. So I read it before I post it before I read it. Happy, let me do my own thing. Weibo and E-Trade were both having issues this morning. Heard some had problems on TradingView too. Thanks for letting us know. Hey, Jose, I kind of mentioned this already. I have been trying to figure out Duolingo, but I can't. I just not pinpoint what the thesis is, what they are trying to do. And sometimes the overall thesis could just be end 79.15, just to be better financially, like just the business improving without making any new changes. Not any new changes, but like operational excellence. Improve, you can keep the same top line, but improve bottom line numbers just by operational efficiencies. Let's see what else we have. Thank you for the nice last this morning. No problem. Thoughts on CleanSpark and Cypher. Not too much into the PowerShell. Cypher, right, is in the transition stage. Cypher Digital now, no longer Cypher Mining. So we got to remember that. Cypher Digital, a lot of their things are turning on October of 2026. So it's, I would say it's more of like a second half story. It's going to be one that's going to be moving. They have a third one, but a third plant that they're trying to, or location they're working on right now, and they believe they're going to do really well with that. To me, power shells is too much of like just a pure real estate that I'm not a fan of. CoreWeave a buy right now, Nvidia today, earnings tomorrow. I don't know. I mean, it's going to be extremely volatile. I like them. I believe both are super bullish long term. If you're looking for short term trade, it's pretty much a coin flip. Which stock are you currently DCAing at the moment? At the moment I don't. Some of the Max sevens for sure. Um, so like Microsoft and Amazon are probably the two. Sound agentic AI focus. That's a lot of AI words for sound AI. Um, a lot, a lot. Hey, Jose, Joe, I'm sorry it took me the time, but I did answer it. Do you still have hopes for GitLab? I just think the software market is just getting punished. It's one of those like just chill and that's it. But it's just the software market keeps getting punished. Light keeps flying. Light, light just going up at the speed of light. Get it, get it. Momentum, yeah. I mean, the optics market, the fiber market, is definitely getting a nice pump recently. Will AMD also pump if Nvidia pumps after earnings? It could be. Yes, I think there's a possibility. What's up with PayPal? I think they had an acquisition discussion, right? I think Stripe was supposedly thinking of buying some of PayPal. I don't know. You might be getting me confused with Neo. I get maybe that might be false news. But I saw that was news yesterday. Nvidia to 200. I hope so. Thanks for the HBM answer. No problem. We talked about the Berkshire already. Possible acquisition that we saw yesterday, I think was Stripe, was pumping PayPal. I'm 100% Nvidia. You're late in chat. Yes, I am in chat. Has Nvidia ever had a bad earnings? In the past with this AI wave? No. When it was more cyclical, yes. I have a big position in AMD. I want to buy back into Nvidia before earnings later. So before earnings later, nice. Best of luck if you get in. Don't let FOMO eat you up though, right? Because then if you FOMO in, if it's just pure FOMO and the stock drops, you're gonna hate yourself. So just remember, just think of what you really want to do before doing it. Pump is blowhard. I don't know what we're talking about here. Thoughts on Kava? Buy, hold, or sell? Kava. I went to the one in Jersey like 2-3 times, and then I don't know. I prefer my Chipotle. The market cap of Wave is so high compared to I thought would jump. I'm not too much into the quantum market. I made enemies in the quantum space. Pre-pump is better. No gaps after market. Hopefully, any sales to China and not priced to earnings estimates could be a nice surprise. I agree with this one, humbly. And we saw AMD did have some sales. Tim, hey, Jose, I just want to say that I absolutely love your streams and overall attitude. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. What's your NVIDIA end of year price target? I don't have a price target. I mean, I want what you want, right? Not sad. I'm happy you're not sad. Interesting word, but I would want to 62. I don't have an end of year price target. I don't. If I close my eyes, I don't see anything. I actually just see dashes, dash, 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 dash. Does that mean infinite? I don't know. Uh, but no, I don't have. I typically don't do price targets, right? Obviously, with that $213.58, it's a complete joke. But I don't really do price targets. I'm looking for investments that in the next 5 years can outperform the market and be assets, can grow my overall assets. And I think companies like Nvidia will do that. Hey, we're actually 10 minutes behind only. Supermicro, let's see. Thoughts on Supermicro? Massive demand for AI servers. I'm just not a fan of the server business. We see their margins take a big hit. So the company could be completely undervalued right now. I'm just not a fan of the business due to the competition. So I usually pass. I can't own every stock. Then it was the price targets, all these price targets that you guys gave, which we talked about already. Whatever max pain is. Max pain is 185. Lame. I hope we don't get it. I mean, if we get it, I will buy more. I think I might buy more. Call spread it. Call credit spreads. Is it they are okay? Here is talking about Microsoft. I mean, I don't think I don't use Copilot, but are they really slacking off? I'm pretty sure people are still using Copilot. Nvidia will swing both ways. In my opinion, Nvidia beats and the stock drops 2%. My music, Gen X. I hope that's not the case, but even if that's the case, a 2% drop isn't the worst. I don't think so. I mean, I think we're going to continue to see massive demand. And if we kind of see those levels, 4 PE ratio is going to be extremely cheap. Are you telling me we're going to get Nvidia at 4 PE ratios of below 25, maybe even below 24? That would be wild. Don't you guys think that would be wild? Mm. Oh, I appreciate this, Top Cat. This is true. Microsoft counts appreciation of OpenAI, which plays with the PE ratio. But the valuation, it's, do you count that valuation? Do you not? Right. So I guess that's the question. That chart is a leading indicator. Hey, Jose, have you, come on, Joe. I thought I answered this one already. We talked about SMCI already. If it goes to 225, it will probably drop yet due to everyone taking profits. Which, if Nvidia goes to 225 tomorrow, are you selling tomorrow? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Let's put that as a poll. I'm not saying it's going to get there, but I would be curious to see how many people will say, you know what, I'm happy. If Nvidia goes to 225, do you sell tomorrow? Let me see what the comments say. We're getting 50-50 here. I don't think I would. If maybe I might sell a call or two. A few calls, right? Like sell some calls. If anything, I probably wouldn't. No, I really wouldn't. If Nvidia goes to 220, I feel like every AI stock would rally like no tomorrow. Just scroll back up, someone said. Scroll back up takes time. We'll hit by reduced subscription because of AI-related headcount reduction, but Azure will make it up. Echo chamber, selective sample, selective bias, selection bias. Yes, that's, yeah. I mean, that's what we're gonna get, right? Sample bias. Sample bias is also another one. The Nvidia call. I don't know. I mean, we got a lot of AMD players here too. I will get on a limb and say Jose wouldn't buy Berkshire. Thank you, Boozer. Someone knows me. What's your prediction? Come on, people post. Echo chamber in here. I think we go up to 299, then we fall hard. I mean, if we go with Scooby Snack, a lot of people would sell. 46% right now would sell. I mean, I don't blame you, but I wouldn't. Nvidia forever. I just want to know the reason why he wouldn't. So, Joe, I hopefully I mentioned it. I think I mentioned it already, right? But it's just because I feel like other assets I have outside of my portfolio are very defensive or strong to hold the value, where my portfolio is pretty much just meant for aggressiveness, pure aggressive. Maybe not, but when I mean aggressive, I don't mean pure yellow. I'm not going to go out there and buy every micro cap and every memory company. It's like aggressive with a thesis behind it. Chips and salsa. The chips and I don't know, but it's like it has to include the stock market too. I don't know. Market fab. I don't know. We got to think market cheap chip market. Man, I almost broke there. If you guys noticed, I almost broke there. I'm too new to investing. Everything is scary. It comes with time. It's scary. It is scary, but you got to learn. You got to learn. Experience helps out a lot. Don't over leverage. Don't go on just one person's conviction. Take your time. Don't feel like you need to buy every stock today. There's always an opportunity. Patience. If I was to say one thing on investing, patience is your best friend. Patience eliminates a lot of the noise. Patience eliminates a lot of the FOMO. Right? If you have patience, you're not going to get FOMO. You're not going to go leverage. So practice patience. And you'll do pretty good. I think. I hope. TSM, NVIDIA, AMD, and nice. What's going on, Grundy? Appreciate that. Wafers and waffles. Dave is, I know Dave, and he's not funny. But you, Dave, you're actually pretty good. Dave Silva, if you're watching, you're not funny. All right. But Dave, this guy's good. Wafers and waffles. I like this. I like this a lot. Why can't I just use my brand though? What the chip? The what the chip happened? The what the chip hour. Um, I was curious what you think about the energy space. I found aside from CG is also expensive. You know what? I mean, I should be looking into the power market, but I feel like I still have so much to grow in. I'm focusing in the memory space. I think Ari in the AI market, you have so much different opportunities. Um, that it's not bad looking at different plays within there, right? But it's also important to remember that if you are entering into the energy space and looking for growth companies, you're most likely only going to find it with people that are with companies that are a proxy to the AI market. So just don't think that because you're in and I get not from you, but it's more of just the general to the chat. Don't feel like, oh, I'm going to an energy company. That means I'm completely diversified. But when that energy company, is completely dependent on AI infrastructure, you're gonna be completely exposed to the AI industry itself. Um, so that's the only thing. But I think you can. There's so many ways you can look at it in the memory plays. You can look at the connectivity space. You can look at the photonics. You can look at the optics. You can look at advanced packaging. Um, there's so much opportunities in this AI market, and I can't focus on all of them. Voy a traer algo para poner algo que no entiendes en el tuve. Voy a tratar algo, vas a poner algo que no entiendes el tu video también. Dices, tratas de comentar en todo. Jaja. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's a little bit of broken Spanish because I couldn't say it properly. That wasn't my fault. That's the way it was said. It was written, but I understood. So you just try to play me off with Spanish, but I speak Spanish. Dave is a genius. It is a genius. That was a good one, right? Dave was wafers and waffles was really good, or waffles and wafers, whichever. That one was really good. Why Marvell up today? Is Marvell up today? I think a lot of semiconductor. You guys should have told me. We were just looking at PayPal. What is this? What is this? We don't look at fintech stocks here. Did Amazon announce something? It's either. Let's go to X. Let's see. X xx.com. Me llamo Jose también, mi amor. Don't chill, man. My wife's next door. Working from home because of this snowstorm. You can't be talking to me like that. I'll get beat up. Just kidding, just kidding, just kidding, just kidding, wife, if you're listening. Um, boo, 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 boo. You see these are eyes of fears. My wife is Latina, so you know that's scary and amazing at the same time. Nope. So obviously digressing there. I'll read this later. Someone posted, I don't know if they were being nice to me or mean to me. I don't see any Marvel views. Obviously, X will be the easiest, easiest place, but no Marvel news. I think it's just the overall AI market is seeing a nice strength right now. Um, right? Let's look at CoreWeave. Nope, I guess not. Was there a conference then? Let's go to not what the chip quarter. I don't think Marvell was presenting anything today. It's interesting that Marvell is going up today, but no, they're not. They're not in anything today. Either some upgrade might have happened. Muy bien, and a broken Spanish. I'm not a Yosado kid though. I mean, has spicy market chips. Let's see. Thanks to say you're chill, dude. I have a separate accounts for super aggressive, and aggressive defensive. That's a lot of aggressive. It seems you're just aggressive. Let's see what other comments. I slowed down. Sorry, I got disconnected. Please repeat. Oh my god, Joe. Don't hopefully I repeated it, Joe. That would be wild. Will Jensen talk about China? If so, will be good news. I think so, and I think so. I think we talked about it. I think Nvidia could definitely come down because they have such a huge numbers they pushed, and anything that's slightly off pushing huge at numbers would make the stock drop. I just feel we're going to continue to see huge numbers surge, surge. It's going to surge, surge. SURGE. It's going to surge up. SCMG is cheap. Are you buying the stock? I don't like the current CEO though. I'm not buying the stock, but I'm buying the bulls. And lately, you guys are gonna think I'm rich or something, but the wife and I, we've been doing double stakes on the bulls lately. So it's they've been getting a little bit more of our money lately. But I buy the Chipotle. I don't buy the stock. Nvidia has had 12 quarters. 12 quarters. Make it 13. It's gonna be 13. It's gonna be 14. It's gonna then be 15. They're gonna continue to beat. China will be icing on the cake. It's not built into guidance. Okay, agree. But wasn't there news yesterday about Nvidia saying they haven't sold any advanced chips to China yet? Is that true, Slinger? If I missed that, but do they consider the H20 advanced chips? Right? I don't think so either. Joe, just scroll back. LMA. That is true, right? Robert is a smart man because Joe got disconnected and it's like I missed your answer, but it's also a video you can stream back. 200 easy, keeping it, removing that PayPal thing. Nvidia, I'm selling yes to getting cheaper later. I sell when it goes to 320. Nice. Yes, and buy more after price dump. Oh man, if it goes to 225, I'm selling leaves. Interesting. Yeah. I might slightly trim, yes, and purchase more AMD. I'd never sell Nvidia until retirement edge. Lord, nice. What's causing this crypto pump today? I don't know. Definitely not a question I was expecting here. I trim at 250. Nice. Not selling Nvidia until real competition shows up. Got it, Robert. Appreciate this. All right. So no H200, but I think H20s can still be in there, Robert. H20s can still be in there. Now, guys, I do have to go. I have to go get the little one from the babysitter. Well, I have to let the babysitter go, right? Can't keep her here all day. But I have to head out. Got to put the little one to nap. And then I will be live streaming today, I think, with Amit. I think that starts at 3:30. We're going to look at the earnings for join. I'm going to be joining him. Appreciate Amit letting me be part of the panel. I think Tanner's also going to be there. I think Neil's also going to be there. So it's going to be fun. After that, I'm most likely going to be doing a video here on, oh my God. And this whole time I did not have my brand up. Oh my God, you guys didn't get hit with my ad. Well, I'm also going to be doing a video most likely after. So make sure to hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button to get hit with the notification on it. Well, you have to hit the notification bell, but you can also hit the subscribe and like button. And if you want to be part of a AI and chip community, make sure to check out whatthechiphappen.com. If you just click that link, you get 33% off at checkout. Hey, if we do get 213.58, I expect a lot of people to join the community. All right. Deal. All right, guys. I'll catch you guys later and I'll see you in about 3 hours. Have a good day and see you all next time. Well, in about a few hours. Now time for me to awkwardly end this stream.